So, good morning, everyone. Today, our group will discuss the case study involving two wells, which are well A and well B, where it's focusing on why well A contains biodegraded heavy oil despite being deep, and why well B contains high quality light oil, even though shallow reservoirs are usually more biodegraded. We will link each explanation clearly to the reservoir temperature, water type, migration process, and oil characteristic. So let's make a discussion for the first question. So I will begin with the temperature factor. Biodegradation normally stops around 80 to 82 Celsius because bacteria cannot survive above that. In well A, the temperature is 78 degrees Celsius, which is still below the kill temperature. So even though the well is deep at 3000 meters, the temperature still allows slow bacterial activity. That's the first reason the oil remains biodegraded.
To add on to that, another key reason is historical biodegradation. The oil in well A probably stayed in a shallow zone for a long time where bacteria actively degraded it. After that, the reservoir was buried deeper, but the biodegraded chemical characteristics remain. This explains why depth alone doesn't prevent biodegradation.
I will continue with the water factor. Well, A has a 35% water cut, and the water is described as fresh meteoric influx. Fresh meteoric water introduces new microbes and nutrients, which mean biodegradation can continue even at depth. This connection between freshwater and microbial activity is very important for explaining the current air quality.
Okay, now I will talk about the oil properties. Well, produces heavy viscous sulfur-rich fluid with an API of 18 degree. Heavy oils are more vulnerable to biodegradation because microbes easily attack large hydrocarbon molecules and sulfur compounds. So the oil type itself supports the biodegradation process.
And finally, time plays a major role. Geological timescales are extremely long, so even slow bacterial activity over millions of years can result in significant biodegradation. So when we combine borderline temperature, freshwater, heavy flow, and long exposure time, it clearly explains why well A is biodegraded despite being at 3000 meters.
Thank you, everyone. So now let's move on to the second part regarding well B. So I will start with temperature again. Well B is shallow at 1150 meter, but its reservoir temperature is 48 degrees Celsius, which is warm enough to limit microbial growth. So even though shallow reservoirs are usually cooler and more prone to biodegradation, in this case the temperature helps preserve oil quality.
For my part, I'll explain the water type. Well, B contains brackish connate water, which is old trapped formation water. This type of water is isolated from meteoric recharge, meaning no new bacteria enter the reservoir. Without fresh water, biodegradation cannot occur efficiently. So this strongly supports why the oil remains light.
I would like to highlight the oil migration aspect. The oil in well be may be younger or recently migrated into the reservoir. When oil arrives quickly, microbes do not have enough time to attack hydrocarbon. So rapid or recent oil changing help preserve its high API value.
Okay, let me add something on reservoir quality. while B likely has good porosity and permeability, which allows efficient oil flow. This further reduces the residence time of oil in the reservoir, limiting the duration bacteria need to cause biodegradation.
And I will conclude the technical points. Well B produce light, sweet crude with API 338 Celsius and high and alkane abundance, which are typical signature of non-biodegraded oil. This geochemical indicator confirmed that biodegradation did not significantly affect the reservoir.
In conclusion, well A become biodegraded mainly due to borderline temperature, fresh meteoric water influx, heavy crude properties, and long exposure time. Meanwhile, well-being remains high quality because of warmer, shallow temperature, isolation from well fresh water, faster oil migration, and favorable reservoir conditions. Thank you to all members for the discussion.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank
Bye.
you.